welcome everyone. It's Pastor Jeff here at Trinity Baptist Church. Whether you're part of our church family or another one, or just from the neighborhood and you're just watching here today, just want to say a happy Monday to you. Welcome to a brand new week here in this long COVID season that we're in. Yesterday was a real treat for us with the church family. I know many of you are watching online. If you haven't yet, you can do so, of course, but there's a fair number of us there live who were getting together, our live stream. It was just fun to be together. Heather Leung preached a great sermon yesterday out of Luke chapter 7, and of course the little coffee chat that we had afterwards on Zoom was really good, just to visit with some folks too. So hopefully you're feeling good going into this new week. I have a devotional for you from the book of Joshua, Old Testament book, Joshua, the first 9 verses of the first chapter. I'm actually going to focus in on chapter 1, verses 5 through 9 though. The big context of this book in particular and what's going on in Joshua's life, he and Moses and the nation of Israel had been wandering around in the desert for 40 years, hoping to get into the promised land at some point, but learning a lot of hard lessons along the way. Moses had just died before this, and suddenly Joshua, this not so young leader anymore, who was an understudy of Moses, had to take up the mantle of leadership and fulfill the Lord's command to cross the Jordan River and take the land for the nation of Israel, a lot of land that was promised to them. You can imagine what all was going through Joshua's head and his heart as he was contemplating all of this. And you'll see God's encouragement to him and to us in Joshua chapter 1. The big idea that's going to come out to us loud and clear is that because God is with us, we need to be strong and courageous. So let's get into it, and you'll see that repeated many times here. Verses 5 and 6 say this: "No one will be able to stand against you all the days of your life. As I was with Moses, so I will be with you. I will never leave you nor forsake you. Be strong and courageous, because you will lead these people to inherit the land I swore to their ancestors to give them." Because God is with us, as verse 5 talks about, we need to be strong and courageous to accept the tasks that God has for us. For Moses, or for Joshua, sorry, it was this huge task of taking the nation of Israel into the promised land. For you, whatever your task is, you need to be strong and courageous, knowing that the Lord is with you. Yeah, we might not lead a whole nation, but we've got other things in our hearts and our minds. I'm going to skip a few verses, because down in verse 9, it says something somewhat the same, but a little bit different. "Haven't I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. For the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go." Again, there's that promise that God is going to be with us. But for Joshua here, the command is paired with this thought that, well, because God is with us and with him, he needs to be strong and courageous to resist the fear and the discouragement that might be going on in his head and his heart. Very similar for us. We need to be strong and courageous, not just to do the positive task, but to fight back the fear and discouragement that we might have. But then comes the central part of this particular chapter, verses 7 and 8, which is sandwiched right between the verses I've read so far. It says this: "Be strong and very courageous. Be careful to obey all the law my servant Moses gave you. Do not turn to it to the right or to the left, that you may be successful wherever you go. Keep this book of the law always on your lips. Meditate on it day and night, so that you may be careful to do everything written in it. Then you will be prosperous and successful." You hear that strong, strong encouragement to be strong, and not just courageous. Very courageous. Very courageous. So whatever you face this week, I know it's probably not as big as what Joshua was facing, but maybe you're a student and you got some exams on the horizon. Maybe with work you've got a number of projects on the go and some big things coming up. Maybe you got medical exams you got to go to, or some other kind of meetings that are weighing on you. Just know that the Lord your God is with you, and therefore you can be strong and courageous. So let's march into a new week, totally aware and confident in God's presence, and let's be strong and courageous. Amen. We'll see you again here tomorrow for another daily devotional.